I'm Ben Thompson, and we're going to start with that major trade deal between the United States and the European Union. US President Trump has described it as a good deal for everybody. Well, after make or break negotiations between Mr. Trump and European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen in Scotland, the pair agreed a US tariff on all EU goods of that 15%. It's half the 30% tariff that Mr. Trump had threatened to implement starting on Friday. Well, Mr. Trump said the EU would boost its investment in the US by $600 billion, including a vast investment in American military equipment. Also spending $750 billion on things like US energy, while Ursula von der Leyen said the investment over the next 3 years in American LNG, that's liquefied natural gas, oil and nuclear fuels, would help reduce European reliance on Russia for its power. But Mr. Trump said a 50% tariff on steel and aluminium would stay in place, while discussions are continuing regarding any tariff exemptions for wines and spirits. Overall, though, both sides appear pleased with the deal.
So I just want to congratulate you. I think it's great that we made a deal today instead of playing games and maybe not making a deal at all. I think it's. I'm going to let you say, but I think it's the biggest deal ever made. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Indeed, basically the European market is open. It's 450 million people. So it's a good deal. It's a huge deal.
Yeah.
Was tough negotiations. I knew it at the beginning, and it was indeed very tough, but we came to good conclusions for both sides. So again, congratulations and many thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So where does all of this leave Europe? Well, there is relief that the threat of higher tariffs is over for now.
I think this looks like damage control from a European perspective, and it's very hard to see how Europe benefited from this deal. In fact, the only fact that Europe managed to do is to avoid a fully fledged trade war with escalations. But for Europe, this is clearly a bad thing. Just think where we were on tariffs at the start of the year. I think on average we had a tariff rate of 2 to 3% on European goods from the US. So now we will be at 15%, plus we still have steel, aluminium. There is still the open question on pharmaceuticals. So this is a deal that will do some harm to the European economy. First reaction will be some kind of relief. This is like, you have prepared for a hurricane to come, and in the end, it was only a storm, but still with some damage. I think this will be the instant reaction. The longer-term reaction will clearly be that Europe is not out of the woods, that there are still some sectors that could see an escalation of trade tensions. Plus, we also know that a trade deal is only a deal once it's really signed. And this deal is not signed yet, neither by the US side. Plus, in Europe, it also means a long ratification process. We need agreement from the European Parliament. We will have to get agreement from all national parliaments. So this is still a long process.
So reaction there from Frankfurt. But what does all of this mean for American firms? Well, Terry Haynes is founder of Pangaea Policy. He thinks the Trump administration will be very pleased with the deal.
For Trump, I think he thinks he's made a good deal, yeah, but he's quite aware of the difficulties with European Union ratification and the like. So, one way the United States government will look at this is sort of a European stay of execution, the idea that we're going to give them the opportunity to get their act together on trade, just as we gave them the opportunity to get their act together on defense, which at least in the first blush seemed to be happening with NATO defense commitments and the like. But the difficulty from the European Union side, as I see it, is really kind of arms pulled out of sockets in two different directions. One on having to invest more in defense over a period of time, and the other having to advance more money into the United States over a period of time. So both of these things are going to make the low-growth Eurozone that much more difficult to grow. It's very much about geopolitics. People call this Trump's trade war, and my response always is no water carrying for the United States government. But Trump didn't start it, and it's not a trade war. It's fundamentally about geopolitics, and frankly, from the United States perspective, increasing interdependence between the United States and allies and major non-aligned. So So this is very much a geopolitical move on trade. How I would look at this is we have Lord Mandelson to blame for this, I think. He called the U.S.-UK deal phase one deal. And I would look at this very much as a phase one deal. You had just pointed out a variety of areas, not just tech, but also pharmaceuticals and spirits and a variety of other things that are not resolved, and that I expect these two entities to keep coming back to the table on and resolving over a period of weeks or months. What's most important for the markets, though, is the fact of the deal and the expression that that trade will continue to expand as a result of it.